Hello guys, welcome to the fifth part of the tabbing workshop. Today is the part 5. That means we already completed 4 parts. You can also see them as well. Today's topic is how to set up a preliminary round in the tab shift. Most of the debaters don't know about this idea about tabbing who are new to tabbing, so best of luck. We already processed the how to install, the installation process. We already completed how to deploy the tab side. We already know about the private URLs and emails. We all know about how we can configure a tournament. That is the thing what we already received or already know. Today we're gonna know about how to set up a round in basic level of tab. So yeah, there are few steps what we have to follow. First of all, to setting up a round is first add the availability check for the adjudicators manually or through check-in. In the Discord section, we will obviously know about the check-in, and yeah, for manually, what we can do is right now go to round 1, click on the availability form, and after it will occur, we will mark adjudicators or debaters as available. So basically, you all will know about how check-in of Discord will work, but before that, basically which is important, you can see as if all the teams are available, then you can click on that. If all the adjudicators are available, you can click on that as well. So yeah, teams availability. Right now, you only have to select those teams who are available. Don't select any of the teams who are not available. Most of the time, people don't even understand this one idea, and then already it has got saved. If you see, it already got saved in the site. Saved how 8 or 9 seconds ago. Right now, you just have to go back to the overview, mark adjudicators as available. Right now, you have to mark those adjudicators who are available for this round. So yeah, you already set all adjudicators that they're available right now. So at that specific time, mark everyone is available. That means to say, see all. Right now, we are going to overview. You can see it has been saved in the right bar. Right now, you are thinking about the venues, if the venues are available or not. Right now, you can also click on the venues to show that the venues are available. Normal. For the tab, you are just giving an input, nothing else. What you are giving in the Reels test is just saying in front of the debaters. Right now, you just have to do it in front of the tab. That's all. So that's super easy, right? So how can you eventually check the availability form or available sites from the site? So the second thing is you have to allocate adjudicators. So after thinking about this, you have to click on the generate draw. That means the first generate draw will obviously be randomly. So yeah, you have to generate the draw. After that, you have to go to this kind of breaking themes. What you have to say is if there is any sort of problems in the round robin leagues, you have to just edit this kind of side matchups. You are seeing an option edit sides and matchups. After that, you can directly change the side matchup section, which is not important at the very first time. So yeah, that's not important. Right now, you just have to confirm the draw, clicking on the confirm draw section, and then waiting for that. Yeah, you are seeing two things. Number one is allocate adjudicators. You have to click on the allocate adjudicators section and then think about that. So if you want to display the draw before allocating the adjudicator, you will not find any adjudicator allocated to the venues. So yeah, before displaying the draw, let's think about allocating the adjudicators. So yeah, let's see. You have to allocate adjudicators. That's our second step. You can see in the specific step as well. So we are clicking on allocate adjudicator interface, edit adjudicator interface. They're welcoming us. So yeah, that's great. Right now, you obviously have to click on that adjudicator you want to know. Just have to give that adjudicator sense in the chair section what which adjudicator you want. Obviously, you can also adjudicate or allocate them according to the auto allocation, but I don't personally prefer that because in the auto allocation you might not get the adjudicator in the same room what you want in the specific site as well. We'll see there are three sections: chair, panel, and trainees. So if you want an adjudicator to be panel, so you have to just set the adjudicator in the panel section, not in the chair or the trainee section. I've given the other adjudicators whom I want to place in the panel section directly to whom it may concern. So yeah, there can be multiple panel adjudicators in a room, but yeah, there can't be multiple chairs at a room. So what you have to understand is definitely you have to allocate when you are allocating the adjudicator manually, you just have to think about this idea: whom are you giving as a panel, whom are you giving as a chair, and whom are you allocating as a trainee. So there are specific rules about marking and something like that. If an adjudicator is marked 1 to 3, he should be regarded as a trainee adjudicator from the next round. So we have allocated the adjudicator. You guys will see that it has been saved. So right now, I guess they are showing some conflicts, some clashes about the same institution clashes, the debater to adjudicator clashes. We're avoiding them right now because we don't have to care about that right now. But if there is a problem, you can also allocate them according to that. So we're displaying the draw after allocating the adjudicators without thinking about the clashes because that doesn't clear right now, and we are displaying the draw, the third step of creating a new round. So yeah, it's being loaded. Do have a stable connection for the tab. I do have a slow connection, but that's stable enough. So yeah, you are seeing three options: that you have to enter the motion, you have to release the draw to public, that means so that the public can see the draw. You have to release the motions to public so that the public can see the motion in through their private URLs as well, right? So what's our next step? The next step is supposed to be how we can enter a motion, right? We will see that. Don't worry. Okay, so there are three specific lots of motions because we have entered the UADC format. So basically, the checkbox, what you have already clicked on, directly shows that those specific motions are not going to be placed at the side. But this motion is going to be placed, and this motion is going to be displayed when you are displaying it for the briefing room. So do this kind of things. We have entered a motion that this house supports radical mentality. Reference means to be a specific word which can directly refer that only specific motion. So right now we're giving the info slide sticking to one idea. That can be cool. So we're saving the motions from the side. If we save the motion from the side, then we can directly see the motions. Right now we are releasing the draw to public. That means to say, if we release the draw to public, then the public URL, they can see this specific matchup from the public URLs. If I get Right now I'm not releasing the motion to public right now. So directly what you have to say, we're thinking about that. We just have entered the motion. The next step is displaying motion matchup for briefing room. You must have seen the tab directors are showing the motion and matchup through the, basically the big screen or something like that. It's just in this place that display the order, display the draw for the round. Here is the basic draw. Basically, for the government, you are seeing the opposition, the adjudicators, and something like that. That is the briefing round draw, right? Basically, that is the draw for the briefing rounds, and from the briefing rooms, you will see this sort of draws as well. So the motion, basically, for the briefing room, there are enough level of info slide. What I have said, the sticking to one idea. The second, the motion. This house supports radical mentality. It can obviously be showed in the big screen as well, but yeah, I'm just showing in my own laptop. You can directly connect to other devices or big screens for showing it big, right? So right now we have already seen how we can give the sort of motions and something like that. If you do want to think about the ballot sheet, think about the feedback form for the printing, you can take it from here, or you can take it from the other side as well. So right now I haven't released the motion to public, so not our side. We are right now thinking about how to enter a result manually or by private link. So we all know about private links, right? In the private link section, there are options about that. So how do we actually manually add this ballot? So if you think about results, so yeah, at the very first side, we will be thinking about manually side because that's the thing what tab directors do in most tournaments in offline tournaments, right? Page number one, you have to click on add ballot. You have to click on that, add ballot. It's taking time. Yeah, so you are seeing the thing that the motion is right then. This house supports radical mentality. And is there any sort of vetoes for this motion? We are not except like seeing that much vetoes for this house. So right now the second section is there is no. I'm just saying that there is no vetoes. I've just given that whatever. Just ignore that shit. The second thing is basically if there was an Iron Man, then you also have to clear that in the first section there was no speakers who spoke multiple times. That means no Iron person speaker. If there is, you must have to enter that and actually mark the lowest speaker range for the duplicate marking. So get onto that. Right now, we can think about score sheet. We have already thinking about right now that can be manually done if there is an offline tournament. In Bangladesh, we actually in the past times I saw tab directors submitting the add ballot section and directly they're entering the section, entering the marks on their own site through ballot sheets in the offline tournaments. But right now it has increased a lot. So on the side, we're thinking about when we will be going to the score sheet. So before that, what is important enough? That means to be basically in this specific time. In this specific time, what you have to think about if if an adjudicator already has submitted the ballot, you don't have to basically go out to that specific place to re-enter the number. You just have to confirm that number. You just have to confirm the number, and then you can just say it is confirmed. Then the ballot will get counted, and directly you don't have to do anything else under that. Okay, so basically, there's another note that most of the time that there can be a specific mistake that the adjudicator has submitted the ballot through private URLs, and then the tab directors forgot to, basically the tab directors forgot to confirm the specific draw and then getting the problem for the draw. That is very usual. But what you have to check for an adjudicator or as a tab director that specific marking got good or not. Basically, for that you can think about like sending a notification to the confirmation about the ballots. For that you just have to go to the configuration to configuring the tournament. Then you can go to the last option notification. In the last option notification you can just see a specific option about if you can eventually email that specific adjudicator about his ballot so that he can also be clear that he didn't submit anything wrong. So that can be a solution to that as well. Sometimes people or adjudicators submit some wrong feedbacks or some wrong ballots from the site. And the next question can directly be that sometimes the allocation may can change, right? So at that time, what can be the scenario? That at that time, basically the adjudicator will not get that specific place he is searching for because he is right now in another room. At that time, what you have to do is basically go to the allocating adjudicators and then change the allocation, then confirm the draw again. At that side, nothing will change in in the team allocations or the room allocations, but the thing what will change is the adjudicator allocation, so that at that specific adjudicator can get the specific page and the obvious page what he's intending to go, or basically what he actually wants, if you think about that. So more often about that, these specific small problems can be handled through a specific tab director in the new side or eventually in the old side as well. That doesn't matter, but the fact is this small mistake sometimes creates some big level of issues which shouldn't be created, but the problem is people do create the problems. So yeah, right now we're going to the next section about how can we eventually manually give this kind of markings as well, or marking the adjudicators or marking the debaters. How can we enter the results, right? At that specific time we're waiting for it. You can see right now in this specific time there are three speakers. Obviously in the speaker position there are speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3 because basically I didn't enter the name. So I'm just giving out to the name. What you have to understand the mark range you have given in the configuration tournament. If I had given more than 81, it shouldn't be accepted. It shouldn't have been accepted. You will see, yeah, obviously I already confirmed the 82, it's not taking the results. If I obviously are giving 82, it will not eventually take that. So for that I have to give lower than 81 or eventually for 80. So you are seeing the specific result. I've confirmed the ballot. So yeah, in this specific side, the tab is not taking the input. So if when I'm clicking 81, the tab is directly taking the input and directly doing a specific work. You don't have to, add the specific marks or addition the specific mark or something like that. So basically in debate status, you just, in the tab director sense, you just have to confirm the ballot that yeah, it is confirmed. Right now you can just say save ballot. In the side you can just say save ballot, and clicking on the save ballot will directly keep the ballot saved, and yeah, you will see there will one ballot which directly got submitted. Right, that it, what actually happens in the, through the private urls, the through the private urls, the speaker or basically the chair of the room sends the specific numbers through the tab link, and you just have to confirm that by clicking on, there will be a section of reviewing. Basically there will be a section of reviewing, you just have to do that. And right now you can think about, also you have to check the feedbacks as well, that if the teams are submitting the proper feedback or not after every round, and obviously before the break as well. I will be thinking about how to generate breaks that will be given in a video too. So yeah, you can think about this idea. This specific tournament was done before. I was a tab director for this tournament from the tab team. So at that specific time, you can think about this as well, that eventually it is important or not about the thing. The specific tournament I'm searching for you, or I'm showing you, is just from tabby kitten. So yeah, if you see, it's from the private url, how it is seen, that this kind of private URLs do think about that. So in the results section, I can see what I am already given, what I already given to the results, what other speakers have already given to the result. So yeah, you can think about that as well. So basically, this is the side of our practice tournament, which was done through Tabby Kitten. And in the Calico, there is nothing new on the most side without sending the private URLs or the email section, which I already given, and the basic tab release and something like that. Basically, I will also talk about that as well, why Tabby Kitten cannot be merged with Discord. If you actually have to merge Discord, then you actually have to take Tabby Cat or obviously Calico. More than that, so if you see, basically this kind of adjudicator marks can also be removed, or the site is basically, if I can copy and paste, obviously it will not work because I already logged in, right? In the site I already logged in, it can be worked from the site if there was a valid email address. Yeah, you see, the permission is denied because was no email address, or basically I was not actually operating from the email address I sent. That means to say the a@gmail.com was not, I was not operating from that specific Gmail. So that's the thing. Right now, we already know how to enter the results manually or private link. Right now, you can also see about reviewing. You can review the section. You can re-edit the section as well if you want. That yeah, you can see that the ballot was saved. But if you do think that there can be a change, or there is a change needed, or if the adjudicator has said, obviously you can rechange the ballot and then confirm it again. Then save the ballot. The ballot is confirmed right now. So most thing what debaters have a problem is about how to, enter the results from the side. And right now, if you see, most of the time, after getting all the results from the chairs of that specific house, you just have to click on the next round. If you see, yeah, that specific purple round, advance to next round. That means to say you just have to click on that. I'm not entering that right now because that's very normal that I'm not clicking every ballot for this house. But what you have to do is just click, like obviously enter all of this ballots result, and you have to just click on this specific link or specific like purple bar. that advance to the next round. That means to say, basically, it will allow you to start round two. And in round two, obviously, you have to do the same things. You just have to mark adjudicators available. You just have to mark teams available. You just have to mark venue available. After that, you just have to go to the allocating adjudicators and then entering a motion, then display the motion, display the matchup, and then the same specific formula about every preliminary round. So that was the basic thing what people actually have a fear about. If you see, all the things are same: availability, draw, display, result. So yeah, all the preliminary rounds can be set through this. And obviously, if a specific person having any sort of problem, you can also contact me through the email addresses or the specific mail addresses or the other WhatsApp numbers and the Facebook IDs as well. So that's the last thing. Generate next round's matchup. I already said how to do that. Best of luck. So if you do face any sort of problems by doing any of the steps, then do knock me in mail ID and my Facebook ID and my WhatsApp numbers as well for having any sort of help from any sort of chat section. Thank you.